Hello, welcome to our Dream to Rise podcast, and I have a special guest here who is the founder of the Racing Purpose Driven Teen Leaders Movement. They call it RPTL Movement and Academy. She defines herself as a teen and young adult leadership expert, a youth trainer, a kingdom entrepreneur, an author, a movement maker, and a success leadership coach. She is also a John Maxwell certified coach and the CEO of the vibrant international company called The Keys for Success that helps parents, youth organizations, and schools to raise purpose-driven teen leaders without compromising their moral values. So being an educator for more than 12 years, she strongly believes that now is the time to equip young children to navigate effectively in their new economy with programs that not only revolutionize the educational system, but that help teens to gain clarity on their purpose. I love that. And understand the concept of financial freedom. She has a passion for transformational leadership, personal growth, serving others, and loves to discover different cultures. So, without further ado, let's all welcome Helen Verroux. Hello, Helen. Did I pronounce your last name correctly, Verroux? Verroux?
Yes, you did, Verroux. Hi, everyone.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. It's so nice to have you here in our in this Dream to Rise podcast, and I'm sure a lot, especially now that topic that you will be sharing, the story that you'll be sharing caters more on the preteens. Especially a lot of parents are really having difficult time in terms of dealing with their teenagers. But when can we help? I mean, educate our children. Is it as what you've mentioned before during the teenager time or the preteens? But again, thank you so much, Helen, for being here with us. Okay, let us start. Here in the Dream to Rise, I always ask for your story. So I hope it's okay with you if you say something or tell us something about yourself that brought you to where you are right now.
Okay, so my name is Helen Verroux, as you said. I am French Caribbean. I come from an island called Martinique. And I was raised by my family over there. I came from a dysfunctional family. My dad wasn't really with me during my childhood. It was on and off. So I had more closer relationship with my grandma. And my mom was there, but she was giving me most of the time the financial help that I needed, but not really the emotional help that I needed. My grandma was there for me, was there to support me along the way in my childhood. And so it was more my relationship with my mom, a time of more emotional abuse, physical abuse, because obviously from what maybe she's been dealing with when she was young, and she hasn't really healed from it. So it was really hard for me. I went through a lot of trauma in terms of me being actively physically abused, and my grandma had to actually help me through that time to go and reach out a social assistant to really help me in that journey. It was really painful. That's the thing, is that for me, I think because of my faith, I was really honoring my mom. I didn't want to do anything wrong, to her. And that's what happened with my grandma. She had to really make a stand and choose to really help me in that journey. So I was 22 at that time. Still at that time, she was still abusing me physically. And it was really hard because I couldn't go out of this process. And it's until I left, through the years, I had the love of my grandma. So I don't think I missed that part in my life because she was there to help me. But along the years, I've done my degrees. I did a master in education to teach French as a foreign language. And then I went to live in the UK for 4 years. And then this is when everything started to change in my life, because when I left home, I left Martinique, my home country, then things started to start shifting in my life. I started to find my true self, my true identity, because when you go through trauma, you can't really think about like who you are and the kind of person that you want to be. So I think it was a way for me to, when I moved out in the UK, it really helped me to find faith and to find my identity.
I would just like to ask, because you mentioned about your mom being abusive. Was it because of the financial problems that you have encountered, or was it because she was exposed to this kind of behavior as well?
Well, I don't think, maybe she was exposed to this kind of behavior. I don't know what happened with her. I think it's her story. She has to sort it out herself, because I know that what I experienced at that time, it was obviously the result of maybe what was going on inside. And that's why I don't know like what my grandma did. I don't know like what happened in the past. But you know, that one thing I realized through my journey is that I had to forgive her. You know, there are a lot of people who say, who really keep clinging on the past and hurt, and to people who really made them suffer. But I realized that it's the past. This is what makes you who you are, and you have to embrace those scars and make them become strength. So whatever other people, even because now I've been living 14 years away from home, from Martinique. So every time when I speak to some of members of my family, they try to remind me of who the person I was before, and tells me, oh, but you suffered so much, things so many happened with them. But now I'm in that place where it's the past. Like I've got a better relationship with my mom, and I move on. You know, till now I cannot talk to her about all of this stuff because I think she's in denial. But it's not my role to really go through that. It's her life, it's what she's going through, and she will deal with that. I don't know when, but at that stage of my life, I'm in a good place in my heart.
Yeah, but forgiveness is really a hard thing to do from most of the people. That's why they still continue to hold on to that baggage of resentment, pain, and anger. And I'm glad, because I believe that you have this close relationship with God. That's why
Yes.
it was your faith that kept you moving. And
Yes.
it was God's teachings about forgiveness that will really release you from those being from that
Trapped.
that trap.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
Because I was in that situation as well, from an abusive relationship for 23 years, and it was because of forgiveness that made me really become freer, fuller, and more abundant in life. And it's hard. It's a long process, but it with small steps, baby steps, it will it you will be able to reach that goal. But how
Yeah.
long have you were able to pay? I mean, were you able to process this and then learn to forgive and then be free from that trap?
I think it comes from like my heart. I could see from a young age. I don't really do evil for evil. Like it's not my nature. So I think that because of the condition of my heart, it was easy to release. So for me, even if it started when I was young, maybe like, I don't know, maybe 10, I'm not sure when, until when I was 22, 23, like I didn't really hold a grudge, you know, all these years. And I think it's more in that place when I started to release it and free it. It's more when I started to understand that I need to see people from a heart of compassion and where they are in their journey. And that's what is missing, I believe, in the world right now, is that I believe in God. This is my faith, but I believe as well that there are a lot of people who lack spirituality. It doesn't matter like who you believe in, like in terms of your faith. Me, I choose who I choose, but I think we need to tap into that higher power. And spirituality is so important because it allows you to dive even deeper of who you are as a person. This is what I believe. I am a spirit first, having a human living in a body and having a human experience, not the other way around. And once you understand that you're spirit first and that you live in a body, the body is just the flesh for you to accomplish something here on this earth, you know, and that you have a human experience with other people and that you're connected to people that will help you in your destiny, then things become more easier to understand, because we all are going to go and live in eternity at some point, you know. So because
you've mentioned here that it seems that for you to solve this, you really work on your health and well-being first, right?
yes.
And the health and well-being, that includes spirituality, spiritual well-being. Yes. And it really helps. It really helps. And it impacted your relationships now.
Yes,
Different
it does.
people. And
Yes.
now you're doing very well. Well, and
Yes.
what are you, would you like to share something of what you're doing on top of what I have shared in the introduction? So what are you doing now? That's why you're manifesting now your dream, now helping other people.
I would say that for me, what is really important is really helping preteens to find themselves, you know, because I never had that when I was young, to really have someone who could see who I am, my true identity. I had to find that in reading the Word of God. I had to find that in finding truth for me. And I want to be that person for those preteens who don't know what they want to do, who don't have that person who already achieved something greater. Because now when I talk to preteens and they see what I'm doing, I am more credible. They see that I am doing things and they're like, okay, we want to listen to you because you have done stuff in your life. And that's what I encourage them in their journey, is to find their gift, to find to self-discover who they really are. Because in the educational system, in the world where we live right now, we tend to focus more on academics, but I don't think that academics is really what makes you, because you can see now that you have people who are really, really good in academic and who don't really do what they want to do. But those who are not really good and that the school system places in boxes, now they are in that place of fulfillment and you know, living their dreams. So this is what I want. I want to be that voice, you know, to really encourage preteens to see that there is value in them, that they matter, that they have been created for a purpose, a reason, and that they need to understand that first. Once there is that first thing that starts kicking in their mind, oh my gosh, I matter. Are you telling me I wasn't just here for the sake of being here? No, you're significant, you matter. And because there is that heart, that desire, that and that understanding that they matter, then everything starts to flow, because it's always, I believe, a shift of mindsets.
Exactly.
You know, once you shift your mindset and you understand things differently, it's fine.
Yeah, and that's what I like with what you do, because you're, especially the young kids, they're kind of stubborn, no? They just do what they want to do, but helping them really shift their mindset and see a different perspective about life, it makes a difference. It makes a difference.
Yes.
And they will view life now in a more positive way, rather than facing challenges or struggles in a negative way, telling themselves that, oh, I'm being punished, and now they're complaining, why me, when they talk to God, no? But when we encourage them to open up their mind that, hey, these struggles are opportunities. These are doors opening for you to learn something new. And that's what we need to teach the children right now. And
Yes.
that's what they lack. And the more we teach them this kind of really focusing on the positive, they, it is, it's different when they behave with their colleagues, with their friends, with their family members, even at the office. Because like what you mentioned, it's all about academics. Whenever I used to work for the World Bank, and when we interview people there, uh, we are really focused on their knowledge, the skills, but actually attitude is
Can you repeat that?
important.
That I love what you said. Can you repeat that? That's so deep.
we
I love it.
because whenever I really focus on the attitude, the behavior, rather than the knowledge, the skills, because the skills and knowledge you can easily learn from them. You can I mean learn from the office, from school, when you go to school. But in terms of attitude and behavior, that has been instilled in you during your younger years, and it's so hard to change that. So that's why when I'm given the opportunity to interview someone, I would focus on, how did you handle a situation? How did you, instead of, a complicated situation, rather than what do you know? What are the things or the skills that you know? I am more on the into problem solving, because that's how I could see and discover what kind of person the person really is. And especially in at work, it's more on teamwork. I value teamwork, and each one is there to support each other with their own talents and gifts. And we cannot have all the talents that we want. We cannot excel so much, but we need the help of others also to make the team grow and team be successful. I don't know. That's
I love it.
my insight.
I
Thank
just
you.
love it. I love it because this is exactly what I teach in my academy. I've got the Raising Purpose-Driven Teen Leader Academy, and that's what I teach them. I teach them about, I don't know if you know about Stephen Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, and talk to them about like what is the importance of being proactive, of putting first things first.
Yeah.
You know, of synergizing, working in collaboration,
Yes.
because that's what the school system don't really teach them. Like academic, but really growing into that level where they can find what they have and what they don't have, and how they can actually build from it.
Yes.
And this is what is always part of that place of self-introspection, self-discovery, like where you are in your journey, and see what you have from the knowledge that you have, how you can actually implement that in your life, and how you can actually realize what you don't have, so you could actually work with someone who have it. You know, and it's so interesting. You know, the saddest part for me is that there are a lot of adults who are in that place where they cannot relate to people, they cannot communicate with people, they cannot communicate effectively, because, and then after is the person who is healthy that tends to be the person that who cannot handle the situation. Yes, because the other person is not healthy, and we're trying to fit with together, but it doesn't work because you are not healthy. That's why I'm acting a certain way, because I'm here to protect and, you know, my boundaries, because you are not healthy at all. But I am fine.
And you get drained also by the by the negative energy of other people.
Yes,
And
you
that's it.
do.
Instead of you really moving forward, it
Yes.
drags you down to really move, to take action
Wow.
steps and believe in yourself that I can do it.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the reason why we need to, I value human connection. I truly
Me
value
too.
human connection. No man is an island. We need to live with someone because we're here for each other. Just like what you mentioned, showing compassion, showing kindness, showing love. And that would build deeper and more meaningful relationships.
Yes.
I love this.
And it's amazing because, and you could see that in someone else's life. You know, there is, even in my faith, there is something that said that is a fruit of what you have. Everything has a fruit. There is a seed and there is a fruit. So you could see that in someone else's life, like the way, like in their family, the way they interact with people, if there is something lacking because of what they've never really received, and all come everything for it to flow to that level. When you empower and grow into your dream, it all starts from the heart. If your
Yes.
heart is ruined and your heart is not healthy, it is hard for you to manifest the good fruits, in your
Exactly.
life. But
Exactly.
obviously people tend to manifest the fruits, but I don't think it's the good fruits. But other people tend to do it. It's okay, it's fine. But I mean, like, healthy, meaningful life, and people, is because their heart has been in that place where it's been healed, and it helps you to propel to a different level.
Our dream, it's like planting a seed. And when we
Yes,
plant a seed, we nurture it.
that's
We
it.
put it under the sun, give water it, remove
That's
the
it.
weeds, and the weeds are the blockages, the roadblocks that
That-
stop us from
That's it.
moving forward. The
Yes,
fears,
yes.
limiting beliefs, and that was instilled in us during our childhood years, how we were raised, and afraid of what other people would say. But you have that really that power within you that you can really truly live the life you love.
Yes,
Mm.
and that's why I focus so much on preteens, because they are like a new sheet, white sheets that
Yes.
are ready to be molded. They,
Uh-huh.
even if they had some trauma, but they still can listen. Their brain is like ready to receive. Like, they're
Yeah.
just like babies, and you
Yeah.
can still do something with them. You
Yeah.
know, you can still do something with them. But when they starting to be in teenagers, I think it's different unless they're willing to change. And the same thing with adults. Once you become an adult, it's even harder to change things, because
I
you
agree.
have you have so many habits, so many things in your life that now that's it. It's
Uh-huh.
really, really breaking the mold, breaking the ice, and
Just
going deeper.
just like my son, no? My son is a chef, and then when he became a farmer because of COVID, he was educating children in terms of the basic farming and food systems because he took up what's this applied food studies. And then
Mhm.
when I asked him, why are you focusing on the children? And then he said, Mom, it's so hard to educate the adults. And then he even mentioned, like you prefer to buy, you prefer to buy instead of promoting local produce, where do you buy it from grocery stores wherein at least the local produce, you're promoting the local farmers, helping the local farmers. And um and I see that he has really a vision in terms of uh, educating children that, hey, local produce, the local farmers, we have also a responsibility being in terms of what they do. And he even educates the moms how to prepare dishes
Oh,
based
nice.
on the local produce harvested from the farm. So
That's so good.
that's the thing now, because you mentioned about it's so hard to teach adults, and that's what he mentioned to me.
It's the truth.
I
It
agree.
is the truth. Yeah.
And I
And
learned so much from the younger generation now.
yes, yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
They're always like, they're in that place where, and if that's the thing, like a baby or preteen or whatsoever, they are in that place where they're just receiving new knowledge and new information. And it's from then that the knowledge again that they make choices when they get older.
And then they
When
generate ideas on how to help other people. That's what
that's
we
it.
have.
And the environment where they came from, this is what is actually building them. If they come
Yes.
from a very conducive environment with the right knowledge, they will become amazing people.
Oh,
But when they
oh,
come from an environment that wasn't really healthy, that wasn't really nurturing them to in their thoughts, in their heart, in their emotions, that's when they start having so much problem in their heart first, and in their life, depression, anxiety, and all of that, because of what happened in the past.
yes.
So
I love it. I love it. So
mm,
what what are your goals or your major goal for the next 12 months?
For me, the major goal for me now is to continue building the academy that I am doing right now, which is a Raising Purpose-Driven Teen Leaders Academy that helps, parents and preteens to really gain strategies on how to really grow into freedom. We need to, and this is what it is helping them. I think the academy that I created is really the number one academy that has the parent program and the
That's
preteens
good.
program. Most of the time, it's only one program for preteens or for parents, but there is those two, I would say, parties that I'm helping to grow and to find truth for themselves. So there is a Facebook community, and there is as well a community for the teens, the preteens, where I help them to grow in their spiritual growth as well. Okay, because that's how for you to grow even higher, you have to tap into that part of you.
I'm glad you mentioned about teaching the preteens and the adults, the parents, because most of the time, okay, we have taught the preteens, but how are they now at home? The parents are not really helping their children apply what they have learned from you, no? So it's good that there's this to sustain it, no? To stay there's to sustain what you have taught to them. You have to really teach the parents so that they'll be able to apply, and then no more. I think it's a lot faster for the children to manifest what they want to manifest if both you and the parents supporting them. I'm glad.
And I love as well the fact that we need to understand that parents, they shouldn't do things alone. Like how mom loves to do things, everything by themselves. It takes a village to raise people, and we
Yes.
need to have different voices.
Yeah.
And as a parent, it's good to realize the voices that can help your preteen in their journey, and then when you want to say the same thing, you just send them to that person. That third person is me as a coach, a mentor, to say, okay, this is what it is. And they will be, oh, okay, I listen now. Okay, that's it. But you just said the same thing, but sometimes they just prefer to hear it from someone else.
Yes, I agree with you. So what do you think would be the major roadblock in pursuing your goal?
For me, I think it's not being proactive. It's like slacking off, and not really, and just procrastinating. I think it can be a big, stumbling block, but I'm ready to work on it, and to do like a task that will get me closer to my goal every day. So for me, the main roadblock would be to put on things later and later when I can actually do it now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. And actually, each baby step that we take would also lead to the completion of your goal.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. That's
But
it.
most
That's
of
it.
the time, why do we procrastinate? It is because of fear. Yeah. Fear.
Is it?
Yeah. It all
Okay.
boils down to fear. Because fear,
Oh,
we might commit a mistake. We
oh,
procrastinate because we want to be perfect.
oh, yes.
Yes, because we want it really
A certain way.
a certain way. But and another thing, we don't want we're afraid of what other people would say. So we make
Mm,
sure that everything is perfect. So but for us, there's no one is perfect. So we
mm,
continue to learn,
mm.
especially when committing mistakes, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the thing, and that's always the major blockage
Yes.
for each and everyone. But before we end, would you like to share a simple advice to our listeners?
Okay. So, the listeners is it catered to any audience, or is it
Yes,
general?
in general.
Okay, good. So I would encourage anyone right now to really grow into fulfillment, to really find what is meant for you, to grow into your purpose, because at the end of the day, when you don't fulfill your purpose, there are people that need you, and they're looking for you as a solution for what they're dealing with. And you not fulfilling purpose, you are really not helping them in their life. So it's a privilege. I encourage you to really find truth for yourself, find your self-discover your gifts, your passions, and your dreams. It's gonna take time to get there, but at the end of the day, you will have so much joy when you're gonna be older, and fulfillment to see that you have done something incredible, and you will leave you will leave a legacy for your grandchildren and children's children, that will see that grandma or dad or whoever has been a pioneer and has inspired me to achieve so much greater in my life, because they have been looking for what you've done.
Yeah, I love it. That's amazing. And how could they, because you know what? It's really us really supporting and helping those who are, if we know our purpose, it's not, it won't be difficult for us to really push other people, or not really push, or encourage other people that, hey, you have a gift and a talent to share.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we are created here on earth because there's a reason. God has
Yes.
a plan for us. And
Yes.
just like us being a coach, I didn't know that I'll end up at being a coach.
Same
But
here.
yeah, but I enjoy what I'm doing, and because I know we're making an impact on others'
Yes.
lives. Okay, thank you so much. How can they connect now with you?
So they can connect on my social media. They can go on at the Keys for Success. They can actually view as well the program that I have, which is www.rptlnow.com. And they can reach me out on my Facebook page, The Keys for Success as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Helen. And it's such a wonderful conversation we've had for
It
this.
was, yes, so lovely. Thank you, Cynthia,
Uh-huh.
for inviting me.
Okay, thank you. Okay, to our listeners, till next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.